All right. How's it going, Steve? So anyway, I'm going to do this short little video here. I'll have the PDF, but this will be embedded on it as well. Most of my clients or people that I work with prefer video over just reports, just so they can understand them better. But anyway, first I just pulled up your website. I like the look. I can see Dave Barnes did it. I'm pretty sure. Yep. So, I mean, he does good websites. Sometimes when we get in there, there's some SEO components that aren't done, but that's not a knock on him, because if you don't specifically hire him to do all the SEO, then it's not done. And by that, I mean like H tags, alt text, meta descriptions, and things like that. Just do a quick check. Inspect. See, like this here's an H4 tag. Normally your main keyword is going to be an H1. So not really sure why that's an H4, but and that's an H2. It's odd, but anyway, that doesn't really matter. I guess one thing, it's not a huge concern at the moment yet, but if we do work for you, just curious if this is supposed to be one word. Like, is your company legit TheJumperStore, all one word, or not? Doesn't matter if it is or isn't, just as long as it's consistent. Looks like you've got good internal linking. But anyway, so this is the website. I'm going to check one other thing before we go into the report. I'm going to check it for schema. Schema is basically Cliff Notes for Google. So when it goes to your site, it immediately can understand your site without having to scroll it. It really helps with ranking. So there's no schema installed. That's one of the first things we do for our SEO clients. Google site verification. This just looks like internal script coding. So, okay, nothing special on that. So anyway, let's just go down this. So this is kind of what our SEO reports look like, and our proposals are kind of the same way, where we will break down individual slides and then always include a video to help explain if possible. So I'm a horrible salesman, but kind of a quick gist of my company, WebbDesignz, is first off, it's not just me. There's 7 of us total, and each one of us has particular skills. Well, that's not completely true, because 3 of us are SEO first, but we do have a background in other things. But we also have a dedicated website developer, social media, and somebody that specializes in IT, emails, two-factor authority, authentication. I can't even talk, and whatnot, so we can lock down your website. Anyway, so one of the benefits of us is we are, in fact, a full-service digital marketing agency. So anything happens, we can take care of it internally. We got over 20 years. I think if you combine all of this, it's really more like 30 years experience. I have some younger people with me, but I am, in fact, an old person. So let's go here. This is your website. So this is ran on Ahrefs. So we ran it. It's got good overall site health. It's got just 2 what they call the red warnings. Duplicate pages with canonical. It's not a big problem to fix. And let's see what the other one is. 2 with canonical. It's not showing the second one. Oh, because there's 2 of them. And then these other warnings are more of them letting you know it's SEO involved. See, like you don't have, you're missing on 248 instances. You're missing your alt text. Alt text would be, so let me pull up your site. Do the Jumper Store again. Alt text would be, so when Google looks, let's say at this image, it can't see this image. So all it can see is it can read the alt text, which is text that describes what the image is about. So it's a missed opportunity for SEO. So that's one of the things that we're, so see, let's look here at this picture. It's kind of freaking out. Let me back up. Let's do an inspect. So this image does actually have alt text, but this what this right here will be: school carnival rentals. Normally I would say, the Jumper Store, school carnival rental, bounce house rentals, or, I'd use a keyword, school carnival rentals. Not a huge keyword. It's kind of like a low hanging fruit type keyword. So I'm not sure where they're at, but anyway, you've got 248 instances of that. You have 207 flagged slow pages. I will say, since you're an ERS website, it's almost impossible to get rid of a slow page, but it's not the end of the world. So don't stress, as long as it's not just massively horrible. It'll be okay. Let's go to the next one. Meta description too short, that's SEO. Title too long. Right here, this is a big one for SEO. You got to have your H1 tags. So anyway, not horrible. On a website standpoint, it's a good website. Technically, it's done well. It looks well. It's pleasing to the eye. So, but Dave Barnes does good work. So anyway, so let's go to the next thing. So that's on the website side. So first thing we would do is domain rating. That's huge for ranking. So many party rental companies have extremely low domain ratings, which is just odd unless it's a brand new site. Over time, you should be getting a higher rating, convincing Google that you're worthwhile. So we have proprietary ways that we raise it, and I'm not going to go into them, but all of ours are going to be 30 or over, usually more towards 50. So that will be taken care of. Next would be backlinks. So on backlinks, okay, first off, these are that, I don't know if you know what backlinks are, but backlinks are anywhere that your website is listed on the internet and links back to your website. So that's a backlink. Referring domains is how many different domains do that. So you want to keep this ratio pretty decent, or it looks spammy. Our clients are going to normally be in the thousands here, and more like 5,000-10,000 over here. So it takes a little bit of time because you don't want to build them up right away. It's got to be kind of what they consider a slow drip. So that's one of the things that we'd work on. So one of the big focuses for us would be obviously to get all the SEO factors on the website fixed, all the alt text, meta descriptions, those kind of things. Luckily, there's not a whole lot of facelift overall work on the website. It'd be more like backlink building, improving your DR, and some smaller things. The biggest thing for us, and this is pretty much what we do for every SEO client, because this is where your money's made. and that is your Google Business Profile, G, GBP. So anyway, yours, while you ranked first for the term that we used, bounce house rental with the geolocation in Chicago, which is close to your business, so it's a little misleading as far as the rank. But we didn't run, water slide and all the different ones. But anyway, the reason we run it is to get an overall score of your health of your Google Business Profile, and there's lots of optimization to be done since you're at 63%. And I'll just kind of go through real fast. So some of these are categories that need to be added. There's more low-hanging fruit here we can grab. Ranking insights, you're good on the review side, on the count of reviews. Let's go here and look. Attributes, you've got owned by a Latino, so that's awesome. Anytime somebody can add an attribute, they should. I don't know why. For instance, I don't know what your stance is on sexual preferences and stuff, and I really honestly don't care. But when it comes to me, I like money, so I put any I could in here. So sometimes, again, I'm not telling anybody what to do. They can do whatever they want with their business, but anytime you can add more, it's better. So like WebbDesignz will say, LGBTQ friendly, blah, 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 because money's green. So anyway, you can add more attributes. That helps. If your location is wheelchair accessible, put that. All that you can. This is just a breakdown of your zip code comparison. Photos, you're doing good. You're at 48. They've got a few more, but you're not doing bad. This is the one that we would change. We post on your GBP often, at least, 3 times a week. So the next stuff that it found, like I said, your reviews are good. You want to always make sure you're replying to every review, acknowledging it, doing it with keywords and locations when possible. And do you want to do attributes as much as you can? So these are some of the keywords that were found in your reviews. So that's good. You got a high count. Title description, your keyword's not in the title, mostly probably because it's no space between here. Otherwise it would recognize jumper. I don't know Chicago, people call them jumpers, but I know I have lots of clients in California, and jumper seems to be the word they use instead of bounce houses. So that's all this is saying. Here's a big area for improvement. Your description, you need to maximize that out. It's too short. And this gives us tips on how to do that best. Like I said, yours is really short. So it needs to be filled out completely. Your link is in there. That's good. Although, nope, you do have the www. Okay. Little things like that can change it. This is all internal for us. Okay, this is good as long as it's consistent on all your platforms. Sorry if I'm scrolling too fast. I'm just trying to do a quick audit for you. CTR is at 12.28. That's a good click-through response. So, we've got quite the little to-do list here to finish optimizing it out. So that's where most of our focus would be, getting you at 90% or above. Most of ours end up hitting 100. And then once we hit 100, we throw in a new keyword and then optimize it for that. Kind of a breakdown of what we do. Let's go right here. These are our plans. Our lowest plan is for kind of low competition, but some people still pick this one anyway because it's more affordable. Just know, SEO is a marathon, not a race. In fact, most people that hire us stay with us. We just become kind of an employee, an expense. So anyway, let me break these down. So we've got these different levels here, and most of it's due to your competition level or how fast you want to rank. So we have the $750 a month, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 25. The majority of our clients are right in these two. We have one or two that are over here and a couple that are over here. But anyway, so they're all going to have keyword research. Any SEO company you hire should be doing keyword research. And then we'll create social accounts and create citation accounts. And I'll explain those in a minute. We set up a syndication network. The big difference on the levels is how many press releases, cloud stacks, Google stacks, backlinks we go after, CTR campaigns, and then some of these you get into, we handle your social media management. And like this one right over here, we have one company where we just handle all their email campaigns and do all that stuff for them too. So it's very labor intensive. Some people see these and freak out, but they just really have no idea how much work goes into it. So anyway, sorry, I got a couple phone calls. So I'm going to try to pick up where I was. I paused for a minute on the recording. So it's basically on how many press releases, cloud stacks, Google stacks, backlink campaigns, and CTR that we do on these two. This one we add in Google Business Profile posting and social media management. And this one, same, just aggressive with weekly. And this one, email campaigns. So let's go into explain them real fast. I'll keep this short and sweet. So you've got your social accounts, social media platforms created and optimized for driving traffic to your website. One more place to get a backlink. I get a lot of people that are like, why are you creating me a Pinterest account? And I'm like, well, for one, it's a great backlink. Citations, that's kind of the same thing, but it's on like Yelps and things like that. So the big thing about citations is it lists your NAP, which is your name, address, and phone number, which establishes trustworthiness and authority with Google. Syndication network, it's where we link your accounts together. So when you publish on one, it'll publish on others. We just believe in working smarter, not harder. We like automation. Keyword and content. Most critical components of a successful SEO strategy is to do keyword research and to make sure your on page is good. Cloud stacks. Those are HTML websites that we create on multiple platforms to help maximize our SEO efforts. And some instance of those platforms are high domain authority, like we use Google, Microsoft Azure, AWS S3, DigitalOcean, Dream Machine, Wasabi, Linode, Bunny. There's several more, but we use several platforms. And then the Google stacks are kind of the same principle in that we use, Google's cloud platform to help rank you. But the Google stacks, we use all the different entities that Google offers. For instance, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Drawings, Google PDFs, Google HTMLs, Google Metas. So we use all that. We tie them together and build stacks. And then we embed those in other things. So we have a whole system. Again, it's a little proprietary. So we don't share all the hows, but it's one of the tactics we use. Backlinks are exactly what they sound like. It's inbound links from one website to another. So obviously the more other websites that are of value that talk about you, the better it is, and Google will rank you. Now, if you go out and go to Fiverr or one of these, off websites and buy a bunch of backlinks, you're going to get spammy backlinks, and they're actually going to hurt you and not help you. Next is press releases. Those are press releases. We issue those depending on what level you get on how many we issue, but they're great source of authority and backlinks to your website, because when we issue them onto Press Advantage, which is a collection of about 430 news outlets. So you can imagine that you can rack up some good backlinks fast doing effective press release campaigns with good internal linking, and we embed your map and everything on it. So, and then the last kind of component that we put out there for everyone to know is we use CTR campaigns, which are click-through rate campaigns that target your website. So like here, I said we do 4 CTR campaigns. So our CTR campaign will do your website, your map, a knowledge panel, and driving directions. And then for these that are on a higher level, we have about 4 more different ones that we run. So we really hit it. And I won't go into what all they are, but we just use different social signals to trigger your Google business profile to come up on a search. And then we click through it. And again, makes Google think that you're the bee's knees and need to be ranked higher. This page, you have to listen to me if you want to, or I try to explain these in a little more detail and show some examples. You can watch it or not watch it. It's up to you. And lastly, I just kind of talk about us, and there's your website. So that's kind of the proposal. If you want to move forward with us, how we work is we request that everyone is set up on autopay. Give us about 10 days notice. We can cancel it. We don't do contracts, but we ask at the very least, you commit to 3 months, because Google's slow to move, but once it moves, it snowballs. So I'm not saying you're going to dominate every niche in 3 months. In fact, any SEO company that guarantees you're going to rank number 1 in everything, I would run from them, because that's not honest. So anyway, that's the gist of what we have. So we don't do contracts. Like I said, we do auto pay. We just ask for good communication. And then I try to keep the communication through email, because since we have a team and we can all see them. But there's still people that will text me and message me, and that's okay. Just know that I'll respond when it's convenient for me, when it's done that way. I think that's kind of about it. If you have any questions, reach out. And then, like I said, I'll embed this video and put it maybe on slide 3, and it'll be with the proposal. So just reach out to, you can reach me on Facebook inbox with any questions, and I can tell you the emails to use, but it's basically, should be right here, Brian@WebbDesignz.com, or we have sales at, info at, support at, all your normal ones, but just send it to that and we can get started.